Good afternoon and welcome to the Queen's Park Oval for this third round clash of the Regional Super 50 2018-2019 Cup between Trinidad and Tobago Red Force and Canada. Trinidad and Tobago Red Force should be looking to make it 3 wins out of 3 games. Canada, they have played 2 games and lost both games but have put in some very good performances. Today, will it be any different is yet to be seen. I am Phil Wallace. To my left is Anil Raja, the former Trinidad and Tobago middle order batsman. Good afternoon, Anil.
Very good afternoon to you, Philo, and good afternoon to all our viewers. Like you said, we expect a good game.
Well, when you look at it, Anil, Canada has played well. They've lost 2 games. First, the West Indies B, who got over 300. Second, to the Windward Volcanoes, who got over 300. But when Canada were chasing those 2 scores, they go for. They have depth, but obviously inexperience is telling on them.
Yeah, we were a bit taken by surprise to see the reply by Canada in both games against the Windward B. The West Indies B, when they chased, well, it was 302, they lost by just 10 runs. And then in their last match, they chased another 300 runs, and they came up short only because the lower half of their batting faltered. So they're a pretty good batting team.
But obviously they're facing the leaders of this Zone A, Trinidad and Tobago Red Force, who's been led wonderful by Dinesh Ramlin thus far. And you can say that the performances from the Red Force in the 2 games have been clinical.
Yeah, the Red Force, they have played to what we expect them to play at. They have been a good team for the first 2 games that they have played, and we expect them to play well because they have a very strong team.
Well, the toss was won by Canada, and they have decided to bat first. And your thoughts on Canada batting first, seeing that the last 2 games they had to chase the target?
Little surprise there because their first 2 games they chased and they batted pretty good. So I want to know really what is the tactic behind wanting to bat first here today.
Well, obviously it's a brave decision from Canada to obviously win the toss, and they're going to take first now. On behalf of Cricket 360, I'll take you up to Colin Murray and Colin Bode.
Welcome to the Queen's Park Oval here for another game in the Super 50 regional tournament where Trinidad and Tobago, unbeaten Trinidad and Tobago, they will come up against a Canada team that has so far lost both their opening games. And it's a situation where they'll have to try and get something from this game to stand a chance to at least qualifying out of this group. Of course, Trinidad and Tobago, very formidable. They've made a change. In fact, there is no Darren Bravo, and replacing him is Ravi Rampal. So, sorry, Dwayne Bravo, because Darren is still injured. But we're looking at the first delivery from Riyad Emery. Striking on the pad right away. And the 2 openers, Dhaliwal and Thomas. Thomas, who has had 2 half centuries in the tournament. And he will be looking to continue his good form. So Canada is going to get their first run. And just a nice little push there into the offside. So Thomas is off the mark. So 63 in the first game against the West Indies B. And then he got 55 in the second game against the Windwards. And so he will be looking to continue his good form. Now, Dhaliwal, he had 80 against the Windwards. He failed in the first game against the West Indies B. He only got to, actually he failed against the Windwards. He only got to 16. It's a nice bounce from Emirates there, delivery hitting the seam, and you could see getting some bounce and a little bit of movement. Yeah, so against the Windwards, Dhaliwal actually got 80 against the Windwards. Thomas got 55, but he failed against the Windies B. That is Daliwal. He only got 16, but Thomas got to 63. So this is a opening partnership that can cause problems for the Trinidad and Tobago team. And they'll be hoping that they can dismiss one or both of these batsmen cheaply. So again, good afternoon from the Queen's Park, Colin Murray. And with me is none other than Anil Raja. Anil, a partnership here that Trinidad and Tobago would need to get rid of early.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, Colin. Good afternoon to all our viewers. And like you said, this pair is probably their most recognized two batsmen, Thomas and Daliwal. Like you said, Daliwal got an 88 in the last game. Thomas got 55, and they're a good batting team, Colin, because against the West Indies B, in their first game, they chased 302 and they lost by just 10 runs. And in their second game, they were up against it again, chasing a total of 338. At one stage, they were 199 for the loss of just 3 wickets after 32 overs. So they were very well poised, only to see the middle and lower part of the batting crumble. So we expect to see a good showing from Canada batting-wise, and that is going to be 4 runs. Short by Emirates, he was looking to play the cut shot. He got a bit of an outside edge, but it went all along the ground, down to the third man boundary. The third man is very wide, between 2 slips for 4. So it's the first boundary of the innings. Canada 5 for no loss after the first over.
Yeah, as usual.
Who is having his very first game for the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force. He's be operating from the Queen's Park Oval Cricket Club Pavilion end, Brian Lara Cricket Pavilion. That's a beautiful shot. Straight back past the bowler like a bullet. That's 4 runs. And Daliwal showing that he is in excellent form. In the last game he played, he got 88 against the Windward Islands. And here was Ravi Rampal over-pitching that delivery, and he struck it beautifully straight back along the wicket for 4 runs.
Well, that was a massive shot because it shows the intent right away of this man. He is not going to push and poke around. It was a delivery pitched up to him by Ravi Rampal, and he absolutely hammered it straight back past the bowler down to the boundary for 4. What a good shot by Navneet Dhaliwal. First time I'm seeing him in action. He's 29 years old. Tends to bat more in the middle order. Bowls a bit of right-hand medium pace as well. But he's been promoted up the order by the Canada team, and he's really doing well.
That's a good call. There's no one at short mid-wicket. He just tucked it on the onside and immediately took off for a single. Captain Ramlin decided that he's going to go with 2 slips. Well, now that there's a change in batsmen, he's removed one of the slips.
Yeah, you look at the field, just the 1 slip now for the left-handed, the informed Thomas, because this is a man who's already had 2 half-centuries in the tournament. Wow. But he's not having a half-century this time. He's gone. Ravi Rampal bowling a beauty just outside that line of the off-stump in the corridor of uncertainty. It pitched and moved away slightly from Thomas. He played at it, and a very straightforward catch for Dinesh Ramdin, and the informed Thomas goes back to the pavilion. It's just what the doctors ordered for Trinidad and Tobago, because Ravi Rampal, who's making his comeback here, has effected the breakthrough. Thomas makes his way back to the pavilion, and he's gone for just 1.
The perfect delivery here from Ravi Rampal in his very first game for the 2018 regional Super 50 tournament, producing a beauty, pitching just about off stump and moving with the angle away from the left-handed Thomas, getting the outside edge, and a good catch by Dinesh Ramlin. Pretty straightforward. So that's the fall of the very first wicket here for Canada, with the score on 11. Thomas goes, and a good early strike by Trinidad and Tobago.
Yep, it's a good early strike, and as I said, it's just what the doctor would have ordered, because these two put on 105 against the Windward Islands, and an innings of real authority from both of them. And now with Thomas going early, it means that somebody else, in addition to Dhaliwal, will have to come good. The man who has come in to bat, it's let's see, should be Kumar. No, it's not. It's Adhiti. So it's Adhiti. Adhiti. Adiheti. That's right. Adiheti.
Bavindu Adiheti.
Ah, you have it spot on. It's just going to get a single because there is protection down at third man. Riyad Emrit is down there, so he gets off the mark. And this is his first knock of the series, Anil. He's yet to play in the game, in the first 2 games. So he's getting his first knock at the end of the over. It's 12 for 1. So Riyad Emrit is going to continue. He's going to bowl his second over, the third of the innings, and he's going to be bowling to the man who's just come into bat, Adiheti.
That's a good delivery there from Emrit, tucking the batsman up. And the new batsman is Adiheti, Bavindu Adiheti.
Playing in his first match, as we mentioned. So he would want to show that he's deserving his place.
Colin, most of these players on the Canadian team, they would be expatriates more or less, and I'm sure that most of them would be from the subcontinent as well, just judging by the names. And that gives you an idea that they're going to be a good batting team, because in the first 2 games they had pretty good scores, and this type of wicket, they are suited to that. Slowish, dry pitches, and we expect that they should put on a good showing with their batting.
Well, it's going to be interesting how this pitch plays today. I expect it to be a little bit quicker than the first 2 games. Yes, we had a lot of rain yesterday, and then we had some showers this morning, but I know that after the game on Thursday night, there was a lot of preparation going into the pitch. They wet it, and they did a lot of preparation on it on Friday.
Well, that one stood up nicely. The batsman was unable to put it away really. He picked the length right, looking to play the pull shot, hitting high up on the bat, and it went to the man who is just forward of the square leg umpire. No run.
Emmerich didn't really bend his back in that one. It was just short of a length, and you could see Adi Hetty was a little cramped for room. He was trying to pull it, but I think it didn't have enough. It was onto him quicker than he anticipated.
Oh,
nice carry.
Good one by Emmerich. The first over he produced one similar to that to the right-handed Daliwal. This time this ball pitching on the middle off stump and just going with the angle. Made some height. Good carry there by that delivery. Like you said, Colin, the pitch seems to be just a bit more lively than it was a couple of days ago.
Yeah, I expect it to be, and I would think Rampole and Emmerich would enjoy bowling on this.
But generally, I believe it's going to be a similar batting track to what we had 2 days ago when TNT Red Force were up against the Windward Islands.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect it to be any much different. I'm not sure if they'll have as much turn because there was some turn on that first evening. But Emmerich is now deciding to come around the wicket to the left-hander.
Well, let's see if he's going to reproduce that delivery that he produced against Devon Smith of the Windward Islands. Devon Smith, a left-hander. When he was up against Emmerich went around the wicket to him and produced a beautiful in-swinger and bowled in between bat pad.
Well, the end of the over from Emmerich, after 3 overs, it's 12 for 1.
Emmerich going around the wicket to the left-hander there this time, looking to produce that in-swinger once more. Lovely weather here at the Queen's Park Oval.
When last you've seen Ravi Rampole in action, Anil?
Just an over ago, Colin.
Before that, Anil? Before that?
Well, I was at the very first training session before the start of the tournament, and everybody else who were on the field taking part in the session, except Rampole, who was sitting outside, and I did inquire as to why he was not taking part, and I understand that he had a bit of an injury.
Well, he looks as if he can drop maybe a couple pounds. He doesn't look at his fittest, but certainly he's an experience. The only reason I've asked you that is because I haven't seen him in action for a while. I think the last time I saw Ravi was with the CPL team, the Barbados Tridents, 2 years ago. I can't even remember him playing last year with the Tridents. My memory is not all that great. That's going to be a wide. Yes.
Well, at
signaled by umpire Verdine Smith. Of course, the Verdine Smith is at one end, and at the square leg is Patrick Gustard.
Well, at least Ravi Rampole is running in, and he doesn't look like he's been troubled by any sort of injury at all. His running is fluent. He's running in fairly quickly. So we would want to assume that he's pretty near to his top of his fitness.
Well, the thing is, it's like riding a bicycle. He doesn't forget how to bowl, and he's so much experienced. that already we saw him produce a beauty of a ball to this Miss Thomas. The delivery just outside the line of the off stump, and Thomas had to play at it, and it just moved enough to take the edge of the bat. That was a beauty of a delivery, and those are the type of deliveries you get accustomed of seeing Ravi Rampal bowl. I would expect to the right-hander here, he'll be taking it away from the right-hander, and obviously he will be looking to nip one back as well.
You were saying that you believe that he should drop a couple of pounds, Colin. I don't think I've seen him looking all this fit for a long while. Doesn't seem to be carrying too much extra weight.
Yeah, I would still like to see him maybe a pound or two less. But, you know...
Well, he's a heavy-set guy.
Yeah, he is. But obviously to play at this level, you know, he has to be fit. Because you don't want to come into a tournament of this nature and not be fit. So I would expect that whatever test he had to do to prove his fitness to the powers that be, he would have done that. But as I said, he's a very experienced campaigner. Again, that's a delivery just outside the line of the off stump. And you could probably say that Adiheti didn't have to play at it, but I think again it had a little bit more pace, a little bit more bounce.
Yeah, and it was just a bit too close to the batsman for him to look to play that cut shot behind point. And moved a bit off the pitch as well. Easily beaten there, could have been out just in the same manner that his opening partner Thomas got out. A similar delivery. 14 for 1 it is. Canada up against T&T Red Force. That's a good shot.
That's a better shot. That's going to run away. It was a delivery. He was looking for that shot. But this one, it was wide enough for him to come onto the front foot and then just open the face of the bat. That's a good-looking shot. But you could see him looking for it. And Rampal was just a little bit guilty there of taking that ball too wide outside the line of the off stump.
It was a very good shot because, to be honest, the ball wasn't all that short. He was coming onto the front foot and he made the adjustment and was still able to play that between the man at cover and the man at just behind point there, and it raced away to the boundary. Well timed.
Looking for that shot, but that's better from Rampal. Again, just moving the ball slightly away. It's the end of the over. The end of over number 4. At the end of it, Canada having won the toss and electing to bat. They're 18 for 1. And back here at the Queen's Park over, Riyad Emrit is going to continue. He's so far has had 2 overs, none for 5. Rampal, who picked up the wicket of Rodrigo Thomas, the informed man on the Canadian side, went back to the Pavilion Court. Wicketkeeper rammed in for just 1. And Emrit is going to continue. He's had 2 overs, none for 5. Rampal, as I said, 2 overs, 1 for 12. Oh, they're not making any mistakes here with any deliveries that they feel that they're going to hit or that are hittable, Anil, because that was a ball just pitched up on the pads going down the leg side, and Thomas, he helped it over the deep mid-wicket position for 4. So this is not a team that is going to push the ball around, pick up singles. If there's a ball to attack and hit, they're going to go after it.
Well, he knew for a fact that there were just 2 men in front of square on the onside, nobody in the deep really, and that was a poor delivery from Emrit. Started it about middle and leg, going further down leg side. The batsman picked it very early, and he deliberately lofted it over the man at mid-wicket down to the boundary for 4. Good shot.
Well, it has caused a change in the field because the man at mid-wicket, he's now gone down to that deep square leg position. So 2 men out, there's a 3rd man, and then that deep square leg. Oh, that's another big one. It's probably not going to go to the boundary because it's hit high on the bat, and it's gone over mid-off. Narain is giving chase and, in fact, limits the scoring just to 2. But very interesting shot and very interesting approach from Daliwal.
Well, that was not a composed shot as the one before. That looked like he was having a slug outside off stump, Colin. Knowing that there are just two men outside the 30-yard circle, there's a third man and a deep mid-wicket now. Oh,
that's a much better shot. Beauty of a shot. It was a poor delivery again by Emirates. It was short. It was outside the line of the leg stump. And Daliwal got up on one leg and just pivoted, swung it behind square down to the boundary for 4. That's a good-looking shot from Daliwal, but a poor delivery from Emirates.
Well, we were making the point a couple of days ago that Emirates bowling mostly in swingers to the right-hander, and he has 6 men on the offside. It doesn't give him the chance to really shift the line on the stumps too much. And the minute he gets it wrong, there's always the possibility of the batsman scoring boundaries on the onside. I think he should be removing one of the men from the offside, Colin, and give himself just a bit more protection on the onside. I haven't seen any of his deliveries go away from the right-hander.
Well, he's going to get a run here because, as I said, the man has been moved all the way back to that square leg position. Nicholas Puran, who is out there and limits the scoring just to a single. But you look at the field that Riyadh Emirates has, there are just 3 men on the onside. There's that short fine leg, there's a deep square leg, and a mid-on. And Emirates, for some unknown reason, is bowling the ball just on or around middle and leg.
Well, the thing is bowling basically in swingers, and just 3 men on the onside. I don't think it's the right field for him. I think that the short extra cover should come across to the onside for the right-handed batsman.
That's much better to the left-hander. Just bowling that delivery. Probably wants to get a little closer to the off stump, but at least he got the line right there. Because again, you look at the field, there's 6 men on the offside, there's a slip, and then the third man and a ring of fieldsmen all looking to save a single from a backward point towards a mid-off. And then on the onside, just the 3 fielders again, which the wide mid-on, the square leg, and a man at long leg. So that was a much better delivery from Emirates. Loud appeal goes up. Umpire Gusta says not out, but certainly he seemed to be going across the line. Maybe umpire Smith felt that it was going down the leg side. The end of the over from Emirates, the end of over number 5. It's 30 for 1, Canada. Well, the sun is back out here at the Queen's Park Oval. It's really turning out to be a lovely afternoon. It was very, very much overcast all morning, and even just before the game started, there was some slight showers. So Rampole continuing, 1 for 12 from his 2. Seems to bowl well to left-handers, does Ravi Rampole, Anil?
Well, he has a natural swing away from the left-hander with the angle. It'd be interesting to see him go around the wicket to try to get it to come into the left-handed batsman. But he seems satisfied with what he's doing at the moment with the ball, getting it to go across the left-handed batsman. A gully has now been brought in.
Again, we see Adiheti looking to play that pull shot, delivery that got big on him at the end. And luckily he didn't put it into the hands of Simmons at mid-wicket. Yeah, he's brought in a very straight gully, almost
Probably
like
a
a
third
fourth slip.
Yeah. A big gap between the man at mid-off and the man at cover, squarish cover. There's a backward point as well. Is he encouraging the drive through the covers, Colin, do you think?
He could be, but he's got to be careful because if it's a half volley, he's going to go through extra cover. He seems to be bowling just short of a length.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a good shot. There is protection in the deep.
That's good work by
Excellent.
Nicholas Puran.
Nicholas Puran is having a really good tournament. He's in the field. He's been sharp in the field. His batting speaks for himself. You know, I'm just, I have a lot of time for Nicholas Puran. I'm just hoping that this tournament he comes of age. He actually had a very good CPL as well for the Tridents. And when you think of the Tridents, and as we mentioned, the Tridents with Amler, Steve Smith, Guptill, Dwayne Smith, he was the main batsman. And then he's carried that form into this Super 50. And even you look at him in the field, moving around in the field, he's very confident.
Yeah, he did outshine most of the more recognized players in the CPL who were on his team. Rampol's got a man on the square leg boundary, one of the two fieldsmen in the deep, and there's a wide third man as well. Just the one slip in Kyron Pollard.
Well, Dhaliwal seems to want to... Was that a no ball? Not sure.
No.
No, I thought I saw umpire Smith moving away. Normally when you do that, you signal a no ball, but my eyes are deceiving me. They do that every now and again, my eyes. 31 for 1. So the Canada team, these two consolidating after that early loss of Rodrigo Thomas. Slower delivery. They're going to have to hurry. But Emirates wasn't up to the task. He may have felt that he couldn't stop that single.
Well, he didn't even attempt to stop it, Colin.
No, he
I was wondering if he was a one boundary.
did he probably never heard of the expression attack the ball.
Well, if you're in a circle and the ball comes directly to you, you don't have to move either to your right or your left. At least you should be telling yourself there's a chance of a run out. But you look like from very early you were satisfied to give them a single. That's a good
That's
shot.
a good shot, and it's a couple of times you see Rampol shortening to Adiheti, and he's taking him on. What I like so far about the Canadian batsmen is that the confidence. They're playing the shots. If the ball is there to be hit, they're certainly looking to get. They're certainly looking to get it towards the boundary. The end of the over from Rampol. At the end of it, 6 overs have been bowled. It's 34 for 1.
It's the right time now. This is we time now. Everybody has in the air. Eyes watching them, eyes watching. Time to get them ball bashing. Wicked smashing till we win.
The first ever standalone ICC Women's World 2020 is coming to the West Indies November 9th through the 24th. Tune in to watch as history is made. Get the full schedule at icc-cricket.com/World 2020.
So back here at the Queen's Park Oval, Riyadh Emirates is going to continue. Emirates in his 4th over now, none for 16. Again, that ball on the pads, and Dhaliwal is going to get a boundary. Why is Emirates, somebody needs to tell me because I don't understand, why is he continually bowling on the pad with only 3 men on the onside? Anil, maybe you can explain that to me.
Well, this is the third game I'm trying to figure out that, Colin. And he's bowling basically in swingers. Well, what happened to the captain? Isn't he aware of what is happening out there?
I'm not understanding it because he's got to slip a third man and then he's got 4 men on the offside saving a single. Yet, he's bowling the ball. Now we see Pollard is being moved. So he's removed the slip and he's putting Pollard towards a mid-wicket position. So which means that he's asked the man at that square leg who was forward of square, he's now gone backward of square. Now this makes much more sense to me. Oh, that's a cracking shot. Oh, what a shot from Dhaliwal. This man, you could see the confidence now oozing out of this man. And a bad ball at all. And he hit it on the up. And he hit it beautifully off the middle of the bat. And
that's a
Cover had no chance to stop it.
Well, when he finally got the line right, I thought it was just a bit too much up to the batsman. Even though it was not a half volley, it was an excellent shot. But the one delivery he got right, as far as the line is concerned, it went for 4.
Yes. Oh, that's better. He's played a defensive shot, but that's better. Good delivery from Emrit. He's really treated Emrit harshly. Emrit now in his 4th over, none for 24. But that was a good ball, and it was treated with the respect. You're looking at it, the run rate at the moment, it's just up to over 6 runs and over. And this is a team that lost a wicket very early on.
Yeah, pretty good run rate.
Slower delivery, but definitely going down the leg side.
Yeah. One of the things with Colin, with Emirates, I don't know if it's one of the reasons for him going down the leg side so often is that he is going wide of the return crease, and he's starting with an angle, and that could be one of the reasons for him drifting down the leg side far too often. He's not running close to the stump, Colin. Have a look at him and see how far from the stumps that he's actually delivering that ball. I think he needs to get closer to the stump, run closer to the umpire. He might even get the ball to go away from the right-hander.
Well, third man is now coming in to a short third man, and mid-on has gone back to a long on. Can't chance that run by Pollard. So Dhaliwal is on 30. Adiheti, he is on 8.
Well, Dhaliwal is continuing from where he left off a couple of days ago when he scored a brilliant 88, and he put his team in a very strong position to challenge that score that they were chasing against the Windward Island down at the Brian Lara Cricket Academy. At one stage they were 199 for 3.
Oh, that's a beauty. That's a beauty from Emirates. Pitching, and then as it pitched, hit the seam, left the right-hander, and it was too good for him to get the edge and went through to Ramdin. The end of the over from Emirates. He's now bowled 4 overs, none for 24. Rampol 3 overs, 1 for 16. Dhaliwal is on 30. Adiheti is on 8. It's 42 for 1 at the end of the 7th over. We're going to have a double change here in the commentary. So Philo Wallace is going to be joined by the debutant. Colin Board is with Philo Wallace.
Thank you very much, Colin. I say good afternoon to you, and I say good afternoon to another Colin Board.
Good afternoon, Philo, and good afternoon to the previous commentators and the listeners out there. I'm today making my debut, Philo.
Yes, I just want to say welcome to Cricket 360 production of this regional Super 50 Cup 2018-2019 as Rampol. That ball is just pushed into the offside. The Canadians, Colin Board, they've played 2 games and they had to chase in both games and they lost, but they got over 250 runs. They've won the toss here today at the Queen's Park Oval. I have no complaints with the surfaces here at all, and they've decided to bat.
Yes, I think they've started positively as well. They may have lost 2 games, but they've been playing their cricket, very positive cricket. A couple of these guys had actually seen in Toronto for the Global T20. They're fearless young cricketers.
And obviously when you look at it, you look at Dhaliwal, he's very positive. He's looking for anything loose. And I think that sometimes when you think about Canada and the United States, you think of that shorter format. And I believe that the amount of cricket that have been playing now in those 2 countries, that these guys can take that T20 format and make it a success into 50 over, but with common sense.
Yeah, interestingly, I was having some conversations in Canada, and they play a lot of cricket. I think they're playing actually more cricket than we actually do regionally.
Rampol to Adiheti, and he just pushes that ball to backward point. And Carrie Peer, who you know quite well, you obviously a successful TKR, Trinidad Knight Riders manager. I want to offer my congratulations to you and your side, and obviously that management and backroom staff, and these guys here who represented the right force. Most of them have come under your wonderful hands.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it's been a lot of work over the years. Obviously, some of these guys are playing at Queen's Park Cricket Club. They've come through the youth system and the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board as well, and they've really put themselves on the map, and we're very proud of them.
Full length Lavian drive uppishly, but Evan Lewis is there, no run. Adiheti looks a little apprehensive, actually looking to drive the ball. He's not as fluent as Dhaliwal. But he's obviously there because you can see that he is the one who tends to be maybe the anchor for this Canadian side.
Yes, I think it's very important having lost Thomas up top that he does play that role. It's 50 overs, so you have 300 balls to face. It's not a chase as we do in T20 cricket. So he's got to be able to bat very deep into the innings, and I think that is obviously his role coming at number 3. You know, you'd want a good partnership at the top with the first 10 overs. But with Thomas getting out really early, he has to now steady the ship and let the other batsman continue to play his strokes. He's taken on Emirates and scored a bunch of runs. But Ravi Rampal is generating some pace as well, Philo.
Delivery outside the off stump, and there was a field change actually. Ramden moved Kyle Hope, that is, from that gully, and put him at square of the wicket on the offside. He's just a few meters off the actual playing surface. So obviously they've worked out that Adahiti is not so strong or controlling the ball when he's looking to drive it through the offside. So a good move from Dinesh Ramden, and I continue to say, Colin, that I like the leadership of Dinesh Ramden. You had him in the TKR, you know him more better than I am. I do, but when I look at his leadership skills, he's thinking on his feet.
Yes, he's an extremely important cog in the wheel for Trinidad and Tobago.
Short ball and good shot. Adahiti was advancing down the pitch actually, and Rampal dug that ball in head height, but he got good control on it to hit it down. And at the end of the over, Canada, they are 42 for 1.
Dinesh Ramden.
Hey parents, are you looking for an academy in Queens and Long Island for your boys and girls? Whether you're a beginner or an advanced player, Queens United Cricket Academy is the place to be. Registrations for spring and summer sessions are now open. For more information, visit our website at qca.org.
Yeah, Dinesh Ramden's captaincy is very important here. He's a very experienced cricketer. And being as the wicket keeper, he has the best seat in the house, Philo. He's working with his bowlers. He's played alongside these guys for many, many years. Emirates, Ravi Rampal, the Bravos and Pollards. He's an experienced cricketer. He is captain of the West Indies. He's played all the formats around the globe. He's won some World Cups as a T20. He's played a lot of 50-over cricket. I think it's important that you have that correct leadership. He's also a very cool head and very, very experienced. I think that's important for the younger players joining in this team, to have somebody like that can mentor them throughout their early careers.
As we're going to see the bowling change from the northern end, Kari Peer, I call him Mr. Improving, is going to pick up the attacker. He's going to be bowling to Dhaliwal. And he starts on point, on the money. And he's also come under Johanna. He has improved as well, Colin.
Yeah, I think he's the thing about Kari's a good listener. He listens, he wants to learn, and he works. His work ethic is extremely good. He asks a lot of questions, and that's the only way that you're really going to learn, apart from the hard work that you have to put in.
Short ball and spank to the left of long off. Riyad Emirates gives chase. The batsman should come back for 2 easy runs. But again, we're seeing once the ball is loose, Dhaliwal is looking to pounce on it.
I think he's a very positive cricketer, Philo. His job, he understands his role here. He's got to get runs up top whilst the going is good and the ball is still hard. I think he's utilizing any short length of a ball.
There's a big appeal for a catch behind. And umpire Gustad has given him. He's out. The ball was close, too close for that cut. He nibbled at it, took the outside edge, and Ramden again comes up with a very good catch.
Yeah, brilliant stuff from Kari Peer as well, bowling a little closer to the stump. Dhaliwal looking to cut a ball that was very, very close to him and way too close to him to play that cut shot. And that's what you want as a left-arm orthodox bowler. You're going away from the right-hander. What you want is the arm ball running through. And I think that was very sensible bowling by Kari Peer.
Again, Ramden is involved in both dismissals. And he's been very much in the action, Dinesh Ramden. From a wicketkeeper's point of view, catches, stumping. Obviously, he had a few catch behind 2 games. He
and umpire Gustad has given him. He's out.
He didn't score
the ball was close, too close
but you
for
see,
that cut. He
continues
nibbled
to
at
improve.
it.
He has this very tight unit for the Trinidad and Tobago right force. Very niche. They're very close. Despite the different personalities, Ramden is managing to pull them together.
I think they're working as a family. These guys have known each other for a very long time. They've worked together. A number of these players play for the same club. They forge lifelong friendships. They all know each other's wives, kids. So they're really, really tight when you talk about a family. And I think Dinesh has done a wonderful job alongside his previous captains in maintaining and continuing that family atmosphere. And of course, to lead a team, you have to have a lot of respect for your captain, and he has earned that respect over the years.
Yes, and he continues all the obviously, and he would have learned that as well, some of those traits from the TKR, because you have a well-run organization. Your engines don't last for oil.
Well, thank you very much. And what we've done over the years is try to maintain that sort of level of professionalism, and I think it's more about respect for each other and you know, enjoying each other's success. That's the important ingredient as well.
Player to the new batsman, just looking to work that into the leg side and take a leading edge, but again, no danger at all. But Kai Peer continues to show good control, and he understands his role in this 50-over format of the game.
The thing about Kyrie is that he's very steady. He has a nice, easy approach to the wicket. He does simple things well, and he does it consistently. And I think as a left-arm orthodox bowler, you've got to not try too many things. Just be nice and tight and build pressure.
And Takir comes forward, ball taking the inner portion of the bat, and the end of a very successful over from Kai Peer. Canada, they're 44 for 2. Rampal continues from the southern end of the Brownlar Pavilion end, and he'll be bowling to Adahiti. Rampal has bowled so far 4 overs, 16 runs. They've picked up 1 wicket. So a good start for Ravi Rampal back in this TKR unit.
Yes, it's good to see that Ravi looks pretty fit. He's come back from playing from Derbyshire, so he's had a long season in England, and he looks quite fit, and he's running through the crease, which is really important.
I went next to him today, Colin. I must admit, he's very muscular.
Yeah,
He's dropped a lot of loose weight.
yeah, he's had a long season, and you would have known playing in England as well. Those seasons are very long. When you're the overseas pro, you're expected to do everything: bat, bowl, field, pretty much do all of the work. And I think this has gotten him really fit. He'll be 34 this month. I think it's October the 15th, so he's no spring chicken. But he really is looking good. He looks fitter than I've seen him for quite a long time, and he's also looking very muscular. I looked at him earlier today.
Yeah.
So he looks good. You know, he's running through the crease nicely, which is what you want. He's attacking the crease as a fast bowler. And I'm happy to see that he's back into the fold.
But that protein powder is working.
Apparently so.
That's Rampal. It's going to bowl to Takir. He'll face his first delivery from a raveting Ravi Rampal. Short ball and just stuck into the light side. We wait on umpire Verdine Smith out of Jamaica, and he's looking like he's going to signal leg by. He does. His partner is Patrick Gustard from Jamaica. Hayden Bruce is the third, is the match referee, and the standby is Lyndon Raj Kumar. I'm yet to see Mr. Raj Kumar umpire a game, but the Jamaicans are in control at the Oval.
We've worked with both before, particularly more so with Patrick Gustard. He's a nice level-headed umpire. Doesn't get flustered very easily. And it's good to see that we have someone with experience here. Mr. Smith is pretty new to me, but Gustard has been with us for many a year.
Short ball and very well fielded by Lendl Simmons. But I'll give credit to Ramden for having set the field correctly.
Yeah, the interesting one is that there really is a short point, and also for the right-hander earlier, there was another short cover, and it's interesting that whether the ball is actually coming onto the bat. I thought that the carry earlier today was quite good. It's just about 9 overs gone. I think the carry is still good, but the short fieldsman inside means that there's still that attacking option being played out by Ramden.
Adahiti again climbs into this one and pulls it to the right of Lendl Simmons, who gives chase, and the batsman will get a single. Simmons obviously looking to play cat and mouse. We know he has a very strong arm.
I think Simmons over the years has shown that he probably has the best arm in the Trinidad and Tobago team in terms of that flat, beautiful throw. And you're right, he is actually, this is about the third time he's played that cat and mouse here looking for it, but I don't think the batsmen are going to fall for it because everybody's aware of Lendl's prowess in the outfield.
I know everybody watches cricket because it's not only being streamed live, it's shown live as well on television. So these guys cannot hide anymore. Another short ball and Tucker just behind it quite nicely. Looks quite compact, tall, well built, slim. Obviously, he's looking to try to forge a partnership here that Canada really needs. And you're right, Colin. We see that Ram Paul is bowling to that mid-off, a short extra cover in Kyle Hope, a point, backward point, slip in Pollard. There's a third man in front square, a mid-on and a long leg. So Ramden is asking his big fast bowler Ravi Ram Paul to just concentrate on about the off stump. Good length delivery from Ram Paul, and I like the look of him. He looks so compact in his bowling now, real assured of himself. And at the end of that over, Canada, they are 47 for 2.
And we see Carey Pear coming over the wicket to the left-handed Adihiti. I know that he has one of those drifters, Philo. So we're looking probably to run a lot of arm balls here. There's one slip in. There's a very short extra cover in Sulin Ryan. And let's see if he's going to be attacking that just about that outside off stump with one of those drifters.
Ball is just turned nicely into the leg side, but Adihiti, he has a very peculiar stance at the hit. He stands open, but as soon as the bowler is about to deliver, his front foot just comes across. And I can see why Riyad Emirates was obviously aiming where he was putting his foot to try to get an LBW. But sometimes the batsmen have a different, different approach, and their technique is different. But he knows what he's doing at the hit, and you can see that he's just there to solidify this middle order. He's unusual, but he can cause problems.
I think he tends to press on that front foot very early, even though he has that shuffle. And I think that is something that will encourage a bowler looking for that LBW decision by bowling straighter.
And I know I played against you at the Savannah. Good cricket on
Many
Martin.
a time.
and you bumped me out.
Yeah, I did actually last year. Was it this season? Yeah. I got my first test scalp, yeah.
He's coming around the wicket to the right-handed. Taki, and that ball he's just zoning in on that off stump. Carey Pear. He's bowling to a slip, a backward point, cover, extra cover, a mid-off, a short mid-wicket, a mid-on, a deep forward square, and a man with 45 on the leg side. This ball is driven down to ground. And if Hope doesn't get around to it, long on will come into play, and he's down to the boundary for 4. So a very good shot there from the young batsman, just using the pace of the delivery and just pushing it quite nicely. Good timing as well.
Very, very good timing. He got his feet, got close to the ball and played with a straight bat. I think that was really important, that he was able to dissect both the bowler and the straightest mid-on and timed it beautifully. And the outfield is quickly the ball ran across the ground really quickly.
Not a flighted delivery. Similar shot, but this time straight to Hope. No run resulting. And Carey Pear is a very good fielder to his own bowling.
Oh, he's very, very good. I think this young player is playing well. Importantly, he's playing positively to the ball that's pitched up to him and driving through the line and not trying to work the ball too much, playing as straight as possible.
Short ball and going back on the back foot is Tahir, just punching it back to the pitch, down the pitch. No run resulting. At the end of that Carey Pear over, Canada, they're 52 for 2. We're going to see Sunil Lorraine going to be brought into the attack from the Bala Pavilion end. He replaces Ravi Ram Paul. So it's going to be double spin. Lorraine, Colin.
Well, we expect that it's going to be tight again. Yes, it's good to see that Sunil Narayan is back playing 50 over cricket. He hasn't for quite some time. He has played a lot of T20 cricket around the globe. And it's good to see that he feels confident enough as well that he can come and play and bowl 10 overs rather than 4. This is excellent to see. It means that he's also making himself available, probably and hopefully, to play in the World Cup next year.
Yeah, but I hope he's making himself available. He has made himself available to play in the World Cup, but I hope beyond the World Cup as well, because he's still a young man. And I'm happy to see that he has the confidence to play 50 over cricket. He's bowling to a slip, short extra cover, backward point cover, a long off, mid-on, mid-wicket, backward square and a man on the 45 on the leg side. And this ball is just pushed up to the offside. Evan Lewis moving to his left. And a good start from Sunil Narang.
Yeah, it was important. During the CPL, there was a lot of conversations about what his approach over the next year or two would be. And it first had to do with his confidence in his bowling technique.
Narang to add a hit. He gets the ball. Didn't know where that ball was going. Just took the outside edge. Ludin Simmons that slipped. And Carrie Peer moving from backward point, sliding. And the batsman get a single. But a good delivery from Sunil Narang.
Yeah, he's bowling a lot more pace now, Philo. He's getting a lot more revs on the ball, and that tells you a lot about his confidence. What I would like to see a little more of going forward is him getting a little more loop into his bowling. That would really tell you where his confidence lies. I think he's bowling very straight. I know it's a different format, but he has the ability to do it, and hopefully you'll see during the course of this game and this tournament that he'll start mixing it up by getting a little more loop, throwing that ball up a little higher, bowling a little slower, and trying to get some grip as the game goes on and the ball gets a little softer. I think that will tell us a lot more about where his mindset is.
Narang to bowl to Adahiti. This ball pitched on the leg stump and he just works it quite nicely. Carrie Peer in business again, moving quite swiftly to his right, and the batsman getting a single. So he continues, obviously, work in progress. Sunil Narang, he's conquered the T20 format, and he's now looking to get back into the 50-over format. I just want to be a little bit naughty. I would like to see him even look to go a little further than 50-over cricket, because if you look around the world, Colin, in Test match cricket, the spinners are coming into play.
Yes, he has the ability. I think it's all about a confidence now that he's happy with his new bowling action, and I think that will take time before he decides to settle. Good shot.
And Pooran comes around from deep backward square to a long leg, and the batsman cross for two. But good improvisation there from the batsman. Adahiti just using the pace of the ball. Narang has asked Pollard to come into a second slip, so he has two slips, a backward point, a cover, short extra cover, a mid-off, a mid-on. A man on the 45 in Riyadh Emirates who just moved from that mid-wicket area. Pooran is going to push wider to his right to go to a deep backward square. So he's left that entire mid-wicket area open. He's asking Adahiti, if you're brave, try to chip me through the leg side. I have two slips. Balls are spinning. And another thing, Colin, I really need to say, Ramdin's keeping to Narang. Exceptional.
I think Ramdin is the best club man in the Caribbean, no doubt. I think it.
A short ball, and Adahiti looking to be cute, but with two slips there, he needs to be very, very careful. At the end of that over, Canada, they are 56 for 2.
It's the right time now. This is me time now. Everybody has in the air. Eyes watching them, eyes watching. Let me get them ball bashing. Wicked smashing till we
The first ever standalone ICC Women's World 2020 is coming to the West Indies November 9th through the 24th. Tune in to watch as history is made. Get the full schedule at icc-cricket.com/World 2020.
Sky Pier continues from the commentary box end, and Tahir just comes forward. Again, we're seeing the double spin attack, just stemming the flow of runs.
I think it's important to continue to build that pressure.
Tahir comes forward, pushes up to that big unit in Pollard.
What we've seen so far with the Red Force over this tournament is that in those just after, in between the 10th and 20th over is where you're finding that the pressure is being built by spin from both ends.
Another good delivery. And again, Caripia moving to his left. Very good fielder to his own bowling. He's really, really come on in the last 2-3 years.
Oh, we're very proud of him. He's worked really, really hard. As I said, he's a top. His work ethic is top of the tree.
Short ball goes to cut. Is he going to be out cut? No, the ball just dropped short in front of Imran Khan. Thought he could have moved a lot quicker there.
Yeah, actually, I thought that Imran would have taken one step in rather. I think he didn't realize that the ball was dropping so quickly in front of him. Another young, sharper fieldsman, someone like Caripia, may have gotten to it.
Tahir comes forward again, and Caripia cleans it up. He reminds me of Roger Harper. Obviously, he was an off spinner. And Winston Reid, former left-hand spinner for Barbados, very measy in their bowling, and you can't hit the ball a meter to their right or left. They're always looking to save, and that is a good attitude for a spinner. He's pushed Kyle Hope down to long on. This ball is short and batsman goes onto the back foot looking for that single, but no. Evan Lewis comes around quite quickly. A maiden over from Kari Peer. And after 13 overs, Canada, they are 56 for 2.
Hey parents, are you looking for an academy in Queens and Long Island for your boys and girls? Whether you're a beginner or an advanced player, Queens United Cricket Academy is the place to be. Registrations for spring and summer sessions are now open. For more information, visit our website at qca.org.
As the ride continues from the Brownlar Pavilion, and he'll be bowling to Adahiti. Adahiti sweeps and sweeps well. Pooran moves to his left from forward square to deep backward square. And the batsmen come through for 2 runs. And Pollard just going and doing the cleaning up from that mid-wicket area. But again, we know Colin as former cricketers, although we still do a little thing in the savannah.
We try, yeah.
But you don't pick the spinner. The next best thing is to sweep.
But that's all I ever do to spinners anyhow, sweep.
Good delivery from Narang. Adahiti way across the off stump and just pushed it into the offside. Evan Lewis is there.
I think it's interesting what you said about him having to sweep because he's not picking Narayan. Narayan is now going to come around the wicket and probably do the same thing. Have him play, force him to play at it, and if he wants to still sweep, he can sweep in front of square, but he gives the option for the LBW decision or going down in the slip, and there he goes sweeping.
It's again. He has on the top edge, but the ball dropping very far in front of Nicholas Pooran, but the batsman get a single. So Narang is causing some problems here for Adahiti. And the shot he's only looking to play is a sweep.
And I think Narayan is happy with that. If he gets a run or two, that's fine. It's nothing big. It's what you want the batsman to start taking chances. And I think when you build pressure for both ends with spinners, one thing about spinners is that they get through their overs really quickly. So they're coming at you all the time. It doesn't give you room to breathe.
This ball is badly lined for Narang, and Tahir just works it down to long leg with Kari Peers there. And they get an easy single. So rotation of the strike is important.
I think the Canadian batsmen are doing well here. They're under some pressure from both bowlers, keeping it tight. But what they've been able to do is rotate the strike. Right arm, left-hander, right-hander, left-hander. So that means that the bowlers have to keep changing their line of attack, which then puts pressure back on the bowlers.
Adahiti looking to turn that ball to the leg side, and the ball taking the outside edge and going into the offside. So he's obviously challenged by Narang. But I expected this Canadian side, Colin, with the surnames of these